My name is Amelia Shelley, and I'm the Director of Garfield County Libraries, and it is my very great pleasure to welcome you this morning to the grand reopening of the Newcastle Branch Library. Thank you all for coming. We are so thrilled it is not raining this morning, because we really thought it was going to be. All right, we're going to start off with a few short words for you, because that's an important part of a rite of passage, and this is truly a rite of passage for the district. This is our third new library we've opened, and we're thrilled that we were able to keep this library in downtown Newcastle and create something completely new from what you've been in before when you were here. Equally important for us is this is National Library Week, just I can't say it now, coincidentally. And this year's theme is You Belong at Your Library. So hopefully today you'll all feel like this new library is not only a place where you belong, especially you guys down here in the front row, but hopefully your friends and your neighbors will tell them and they'll come too. This is the hard part of being outside. This library was originally a 1938 WPA project. That was Works Progress Administration under FDR, and from 1938 to 1943, WPA ran the library, and then the county took over in 1943. In 1968, this building was built. In 1984, all the other libraries in the county became a county system under the county. And then in 2006, the voters said, we'd like you to be a district, and gave us the ability to build these new buildings, and we thank you very much for that. And now in 2011, here we are, opening this beautiful library. Of course, this is a momentous day for more than just opening libraries. This is the day that the Titanic hit an iceberg. I guarantee you today we won't sink, but we may get wet, so be prepared. I'd like to make a few quick introductions. The library board is here with me today, and I'd like you to raise your hands as I name you. Michael Wirtz, behind me here. Marilee Rippey, Nella Barker, Bill Lamont, I think Bertie Grove is not here, Dan Becker, and Lanny Crow. Thank you very much. Without these people, none of this would happen. So I greatly appreciate and thank them for their work. Also today, I saw a member of our foundation, Bucky Moser. He's our foundation president. Where are you, Bucky? Back there. He's also your local Alpine Bank vice president. And I saw Art Riddell, and he's behind me here, from your local, and Greg Rusi there from the town council. Are there any other town councilors here today? Yes, down here, thank you. Okay. Thanks for coming, because we sincerely appreciate your support as well. We have B&H Construction here. Hans, where are you? Back there? Hans Roppog from B&H Construction, our contractor on this project. A4 Architects is represented by Michael Hassig and his wife Olivia. And I also want to thank all the subcontractors on this job. This was truly a local job. I think close to, I don't know if Hans can tell me, what was our percentage of locals on this job? 75%. So we did a very good job of keeping the money in our community. Very importantly, I want to introduce to you your library staff here in Newcastle. Ann Hunshell is the branch manager. Diane Webster is our children's librarian. And I also want to acknowledge staff Charlie Ringer, Molly Rain, Violet Mooney, who I think came yesterday because she didn't like crowds, Cassie Porter, Christy Nelson, Emily Van Matra, and I also want to acknowledge Tiffany Russell, although she is just left us. She was a wonderful part of this move. All right, now for the fun part. I'd like to introduce you to Michael Wirtz from the library board.
Thank you, Amelia. I'll be brief as the temperature moves along with us. First of all, a remarkable collection of individuals to whom we need to be sure that we say a hearty and heartfelt thank you, whose involvement, whose investment of time and thought and creativity resulted in the opening and the branch that we have today. And that's from a multitude of meetings that started well over a year and a half plus ago to come together and talk about what should a library be for this community. because each of our communities from Parachute to Carbondale are unique and different. You know, this could very well have been moved up onto the hill, but it was community input and community decisions that resulted in the library expansion and development that occurred here. It was a participation with the city, with the participants of constant meetings that took place to design the detail. This wasn't one individual saying this is the way it shall be, but it was a community coming together to create a resource, part of the foundation of why we live here, you and I together, because it's part of our community. A library in its essence is two components. One, it's a sanctuary. It's a location where individuals can have differences of opinion, and those differences create additional thought and creativity. It's a sanctuary for our children, for the short people of our community, or the old people like me who are getting shorter every day. You know, we come in and we know it's a place where we can have thought, where we can have creativity, where we can have a moment of silence, where we can think about what it is that we have done in the past. And then on the other side of that, there's the concept of a library as a laboratory of ideas and thoughts and creativity and what shall be next in the evolution and revolution of change that takes place. That comes from that same group of people. And that's what a library is. It's a place where you can anticipate that it's okay to be there. And I know that this library, with the leadership of Amelia and Ann and the rest of the staff, creates a place that's safe, dependable, reliable, and it's a resource for our community to continue to make it a better place than it already is, and it's already great. And thank you very much for being here today.
I just don't want the flag to go down. That would be not a good thing. Next, I'd like to introduce to you Michael Hessig from A4 Architects.
Thank you, Amelia. Well, as you hear people speak this morning, one of the themes that's we're all going to be consistently harping on is the theme of collaboration and the theme of engagement, and the idea that a project like this doesn't take place with just a handful of people, but with a multitude of people. And I think, first of all, I think you all need to give yourselves a round of applause, because this is your library. You paid for it, so congratulate yourselves. Beyond that, we strove to make a building that was sustainable, and it's a word we hear all the time, often just glued onto an idea or another fancy way to shop. But in this case, it comes down to sustainability at a base level. That the City Council in Newcastle said, there's an existing building here. It's been here for a long time. We have a commitment to our downtown. Let's make sure we reuse that building and carry it forward for the next generations. And so it's not just the solar panels on the roof, which are going to make a real dent in the electric panel, in the electric budget. It's not just high efficiency windows and high efficiency mechanical systems and so forth and so on. It's buildings that are cared for, that are in the right place, really get to the heart, in my opinion, of sustainability. So I'd like to congratulate the board and the staff for the vision to say, this is your mission. This is something that you should tackle. So again, congratulations to them on giving us that charge. So thanks very much. It's always a pleasure to work with those kinds of instructions. So thanks again. And finally, we had public meetings, we had meetings with the board, we had meetings with subcontractors, we had meetings with the building contractor. In every case, it was about collaboration. Unlike a lot of projects, this was a design-build project that our firm actually was hired by the general contractor to participate in this project, or we collaborated on this project. And that allowed us to take an old building which had its share of mysteries and figure out what to do with it based on, well, it's going to cost this, therefore we can afford to do that. So I think we've done a pretty good job of camouflaging our compromises, but it took quite a few. I would again like to thank the board. I'd like to thank Amelia. I'd like to thank Jerry Morris, who in terms of facilitating construction was essential to the process. Hans Rayflab, Casey Wilkins, Brad Faber at B&H were terrific. It's a great pleasure to be here, and thank you all for this opportunity.
Next, standing in for Mayor Art Breslin is Councilperson Art Riddle.
That was Frank Breslin that was supposed to be here. I'm on the spot. As Amelia noted earlier, the Titanic went down on April 14th. Another tragedy was Abraham Lincoln, I think, was assassinated on the 14th. And not quite as devastating as our youngest boy just turned 21 today. Fortunately for this community, he's 1,200 miles away in Wisconsin. But anyway, I'd like to reiterate the collaboration between the library, the town of Newcastle, the construction company. It was just fantastic. I wish every project could go forward and move forward like this one did. Kudos to the construction management of this operation. The disruption on the main street here was at a minimum. Sometimes it got a little out of hand, but not often. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous project, and I hope all of you, I encourage all of you to use this as often as possible. I think it's going to reinvigorate the downtown area and the many businesses down here, and this is a very positive step forward for the town of Newcastle. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce County Attorney and Acting County Manager Andrew Gorgie.
Good morning. I'm here for Commissioner Mike Sampson. I have a note for him, but on a personal note, what a victory for the town, for the library district, for the library district board, town council, the community, the county, across the board. It's a beautiful building. Commissioner Sampson and the other commissioners are in Denver yesterday and today, so Commissioner Sampson asked me to deliver these remarks to you on his behalf. On behalf of the Garfield County Board of County Commissioners, thank you for attending this dedication. What a great blessing to the people of Newcastle and the whole of Garfield County. This expanded, improved library will be a great centerpiece for the community, where all will enjoy many hours of learning and fun. Remember that a library is only as successful as those patrons who use its services. May we all find joy and knowledge within these walls, and remember to bring your kids and grandkids. The last phrase here is uniquely from Mike Sampson. He says, "Happy librarying." Happy librarying. Mike Sampson, Garfield County Commissioner. So congratulations to everybody. Thank you.
Oh, we're almost there. So close. So now you get me, and I'm going to just say a few words of thank you, because we've had many, many people here to thank. First and foremost, our taxpayers. We absolutely could not have done this without you when you voted for that mill levy for us in 2006, and we very much appreciate that opportunity. We also have some donors that have been very generous with us. Colorado Mountain College. Oh, you know what? I just realized, Barbara. It's been a long morning already. Let me introduce to you, please, Barbara Johnson from Colorado Mountain College.
Right to the chase, she says. Okay, everybody. This is time to be really happy. So I want to ask, who here is shorter than me? Put up your hand. Lots of people, that's fabulous. And who here is taller than me? Put up your hands. All right. Okay, so that's everybody, right? Okay, so that's what the library is all about. And that's what Colorado Mountain College is all about, and I think that's what we're all about. So creating better futures is what we're about for everybody and from everywhere. So I was asked to come because of our integrated energy program. Now, Newcastle is kind of famous for its coal foundation. We've got gas and oil, we've got solar, we've got biofuel, and our solar team, hello, solar team, wave like crazy, okay, solar team? All right, so this is Chris Ellis, who's our solar instructor, and some, not all, of his wonderful students who were up there not too long ago, hanging out with Amelia's crew, helping the library with one of the E's for sustainability. Okay, so that's focusing on sustainable energy. How many kids have sustainable energy? Everybody? Yeah. So that's one of the deals. The other part of sustainability is economy, right? So we heard mention about that. And the third one is equity. Think to yourself, what is equity? Anybody? Got an idea? Okay. So using your ideas, they're all probably right. Equity is about what makes a community. It's fairness. All right. So that's what the libraries do. They help everybody know what's great about the past and what they're going to build for the future. So have a great time. And Amelia, continue your speech.
I could have segued, couldn't I? Back to those great thank yous. CMC is a wonderful donor of ours. The work that Chris and his crew did for us was free. They gave it to us as an in-kind. And then Excel Energy, their foundation, gave us a grant of $20,000 towards the project. And then we received another $9,700 in energy credits. So the solar on this roof truly will give back to this library and this community. We also received grants from Temple Hoyne Buell Foundation, the Gates Foundation, and Canna Energy, the Friends of the Newcastle Branch Library. And would you raise your hands, friends that are here today? I see some of you. Yay, we got lots of great friends. Thank you so much for your donation. Alpine Bank donated money for our community room, the Catherine Williams Fund from the Aspen Community Foundation, Wells Fargo, PSI, and numerous private individuals. The Gates Foundation grant in particular is a matching grant, which means we need to continue to raise money for both this library and SILT. So if you're interested in making a donation, we have some wonderful window panels up here that are looking for sponsors. Just stop by and talk to me. All right. Garfield County Commissioners, thank you very much for all your support through our process. If some of you have been following the paper, we've had some challenges financially in the last year with a refund to the gas industry that is costing the district about $1.2 million in revenue of tax dollars we will not see in 2011 and 2012, and the county commissioners have helped us with that. Very much like to thank the Town of Newcastle trustees, also their staff, and the chamber, who's here today helping us with the ribbon cutting. Our board, who I've mentioned before, and foundation, our branch staff, who've worked pretty tirelessly in a small space to come back and be here today. And then probably most importantly for me, my administrative staff, Jerry Morris, our facilities manager, Wilma Paddock, the woman who cuts the checks and keeps all the money going, Janine Rose, our Assistant Director of Public Services, who does all of our training, Amy Shipley, our acquisitions librarian, who ordered all those wonderful new books, Emily Heisel, our PR person, she's responsible for the photographs and the windows, the handouts you have today, those kinds of things. Becky Sirotek, who's in there providing breakfast for us this morning. Kelsey Bean, who wrote all those grants. All those people were instrumental in making this happen today. And then finally, I have to thank my husband, Jim. He's the silent warrior that keeps me sane at home. And mostly, though, I need to thank my children, because my children are the ones who got me back into a library when I started having kids and started reading to them and realized this would be a great place to work. And so with that, I would like to invite all of the kids that are here today to come up to the front door in front of that red ribbon, and I'm going to have you help us cut that ribbon. I'd like to invite Anne and Diane to join them.